Hey guys, just a couple of things before we get started. I encourage everybody to stick through the entirety of this video until the end because I have some important announcements in reference to the future videos I will be making and to ask you guys a kind of a personal question about what you would like me to do next. I also get the name of an episode wrong. I call Northwest Mystery. No, I know Northwest Mansion Noir. I call it, I think, Northwest Mystery Mansion or something. And I'm editing right now and I'm hearing it and I'm seeing the actual title of the episode. So I get that wrong and I apologize. Just like, please slug through it. This is me in the future realizing the mistake and just asking for some kind of forgiveness. But I'm sure you guys can look past that. And with that being said, please enjoy the video. And like I said, watch until the very end for the special announcements. The 10th anniversary of Gravity Falls has come and gone, but fans are still in the midst of celebrating it. Even Alex Hirsch is joining in on the fun, sharing some new art, songs, old unused animation cells, and even revealing some of the frustrations he had to deal with when it came to Disney's standards and practices guidelines, complaining about just the dumbest things they wanted him to censor in a lot of different episodes. If you haven't seen it yet, I highly recommend going onto his Twitter to watch, not only because of how funny it is, but also to get a first-hand look at the nonsense creators like him have to deal with when they work for a television network that tries to target a mainly child demographic. As for me, I am rewatching this series over and over again because even after being a decade old, it still manages to attract newcomers to it. If you want to hear my initial thoughts on the show, I highly recommend watching my Why It Took Me a Decade to Watch Gravity Falls video so you can hear me gush about my love for this cartoon that I should have watched back in 2012. In this particular video, I'll be taking a look at a certain side character that I didn't hate at first but also didn't love, but have since come around to liking and wanting more for her character altogether. Pacifica Northwest, Gravity Falls' resident rich girl, comes off at first as a pretty one-dimensional character. Being one of the members of the richest family in town, Pacifica is self-entitled, rude, mean-spirited, and downright not that fun to be around. Making her first appearance in Double Dipper, the first words Pacifica says out of her mouth leaves not a lot to be desired. She demands to be named the winner of a contest she hasn't even participated in. Also, she makes fun of Mabel, a girl she doesn't even know. Yeah, that isn't gonna win you any points with any people. Mabel is best girl. Unfortunately for her, she has to compete fairly in order to win. And she does, until she bribes old man McGucket into cheering for her so she can win. Yeah, at this point, if you have anything but a negative feeling towards Pacifica, I have no words. How could you possibly like this girl? So yeah, this first appearance sets up her character pretty well, of making her not very likable. And when she makes her second appearance in Irrational Treasures, I intentionally ground and prepared myself to just deal with her. And also hope that the twins succeed in their missions in proving that her ancestors aren't the founder of this town. Which they do in the best way possible, and Pacifica is taken down a peg like she deserves. Only, can you really solely blame her for how she behaves? Pacifica throughout the episode tells her family status to everyone who listens, but how she does it is very telling. She identifies herself as a descendant of the false town's founder, is telling that she doesn't think that much of herself as an individual, relying on her last name alone in order to gain recognition from. Throughout the episode, she constantly seeks validations from others about how great she is, and when she doesn't get it, her reaction is very negative, showing her massive insecurity when it comes to being her own person with her own aspirations and achievements. Not to mention her utter disdain for Mabel, a girl she barely knows and is her direct opposite. Mabel is not only a free spirit, but her very own person, and doesn't rely on something like family ties to feel valued. To me, it seems like Pacifica is subconsciously jealous of this fact, and makes it her mission to never let Mabel feel happy about herself. Because in her mind, if she doesn't feel good about herself, why should anyone else? I may be reading too much into this, but it seems like Pacifica has a lot more layers to her than meets the eye. Though her attitude can be off-putting to anyone she insults, I still feel like there is more to her than even she realizes. And her personality has been shaped by not how she perceives herself as a person or any other positive, healthy outside influence, but by her very own parents. The only thing that I find remotely interesting about Preston and Priscilla Northwest is the very disturbing influence that they have over their daughter's behavior, and I feel like that makes Pacifica look a little bit more sympathetic in the long run. They've instilled personal values into her that reflect their own almost perfectly. The falsification of historical facts, of being related to an important figure, and weird sense of self-importance imply that the Northwest feel that they are owed some sense of royal status from everyone around them. They also are very controlling of their daughter's behavior, to the point that it seems that they view her as more of an object under their command and not their actual child. A good example of this is in the episode Northwest Mystery Manor. Preston is revealed to ring a bell obnoxiously loud whenever Pacifica shows even the smallest ounce of disobedience. Her mother isn't that much better, though it seems that Pacifica is more closer to her than that of her father. She chastises her for not wearing the dress she picked out for the party, even though Pacifica is adamant about wearing the dress she chose. Pacifica never gets the chance to have what she wants, to partake in what she likes. It's her parents' way or no way at all. Another scene I find very telling of her conditioning is that when the ghost that is actively trying to kill her, her family, and Dipper later in the episode, the moment they almost set foot in a room that her parents love more than anything else in the world with muddy shoes, she is so worried about whatever punishment they may give her, she stops them from getting to safety. Her fear of her parents is greater than that fear of an actual homicidal ghost. A fear that makes her slightly hate herself for not being more assertive and standing up to her parents. And in the end, if it wasn't for Dipper's support, she never would have saved everyone by the end of the episode. She realizes that her and her family are not better than the rest of the town just because of their wealth, and that they should have kept their promise long ago by inviting everybody into their home. Her pulling that lever to let everyone in has to be one of the first choices she ever makes on her own, and it was all thanks to Dipper. I think this also highlights the importance of her relationship with both the twins when it comes to her character. Dipper and Mabel have this sort of profound influence on Pacifica I think is slightly overlooked. From Mabel's willingness to challenge her constantly to Dipper being the first person she's open and honest with about her complicated relationship with her parents, the twins may be the first real friends she ends up making by the end of the series, but boy is the road there long and arduous on literally everyone's part. I personally think that Golf Wars is a sort of turning point when it comes to how Pacifica personally feels about the twins. While her and Mabel's rivalry is at its boiling point this episode, the moment Pacifica is in trouble because of her actions, Mabel comes to realize that her feud with the other girl is stupid and turns her into a kind of jerk that is willing to do anything to win, a trait that she absolutely despises in Pacifica. And while Pacifica is still mean towards the both of them, they still offer her a ride back to their house when her parents prove once again that their wants and needs are still more important than their own daughter. By the last few episodes, even though she still maintains some of her privileged upbringing, Pacifica's character arc has finally come full circle. She stands up to her parents in the face of an actual apocalypse, calling them out for not only being cowards, but trying to pledge their allegiance to Bill Cipher once he conquers the town fully. It's also pretty messed up that she has to see them get turned into stone and made into statues for Cipher's throne. No amount of therapy will ever fix it. They both seem to finally come around in the end, though, encouraging their daughter to do the right thing, probably for the first time in all of their lives. I also think that losing their mansion and wealth is kind of poetic justice, even though they did help save the world. The real icing on the cake, though, is when she gives Dipper and Mabel birthday presents that she wraps herself and signs their farewell card when they head home in the final episode. I also love the fact that it's implied that she has a slight crush on Dipper, and I wish that concept was explored a little bit more in the series. I think it would have helped her become a little bit more nicer to people and open up, and also help Dipper get over his feelings for Wendy just a little bit faster. In the end, Pacifica Northwest is basically a transformer, but the more than meets the eye part and not the alien robot part. She has a lot of hidden layers to her, and after taking the time to rewatch the episode she appears in, I actually like her a lot more than I originally did my first time watching. I thought her personality from the first appearance made me dislike her so much I didn't think she deserved to be redeemed at all. But now that I think about it, I kind of consider her one of my favorite side characters, and I would love to see her living her best life. And although her road to redemption wasn't as good as any other time a show had a mean girl in it, it was still pretty good to watch, and another reason why Gravity Shows is such a great show. Gravity Shows? Gravity Falls, maybe? Did you mean to say Gravity Falls? Is that what you meant? Oh, I'm so tired. I don't wanna re-record this whole thing. I meant Gravity Falls. Okay, goodbye. Okay, thank you to all the people who stuck around to the end for the announcements. First of all, I just absolutely love the response that both my Odalia video and my Why It Took a Decade Long to Watch Gravity Falls video. I didn't think like a lot of people would like it or watch it, but the Gravity Falls one almost has 200 views, and it got more in a few days than my American Dragon Jake Long video, and I really didn't think there would be so much positive responses. So thank you so much, everybody who watches, and if you liked it so much, please subscribe. I really appreciate it. And the second thing I want to announce is I will be introducing two new series. The reason being is because of a recent comment on the Gravity Falls one. Is somebody asked me if I ever watched Wander Over Yonder, and I haven't, and it made me realize that I haven't seen a lot of cartoons like back when they first aired, maybe because my schedule was different back then or something else. I don't know. So I am deciding that this will be a series. Why it took me blank blank to watch blank blank, where I will watch the show completely and just give my overall thoughts about it. So the next one will be Wander Over Yonder, and if there's any other show that you guys think is obscure enough, like, please let me know. I can think like of a bunch of shows like on Disney XD that I didn't watch, like Milo Murphy's Law. I never watched that. Or Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I never watched that, even though I love the Ninja Turtles. I heard that one got canceled for stupid reasons, and I want to watch it and fall in love with it and talk about it and talk about why I'm mad that it just got canned prematurely. The other thing is I will do more look at videos, just taking analysis of characters from certain shows, but I will mostly do people that lovely viewers like you suggest. So any character at all from any cartoon or animated movie you want me to take a look at and just hear my personal thoughts, please do not be afraid to comment, and I will do it. And the other thing is, I kind of want to make a pledge because I really want to see how many people I can get to watch my stuff. So I will make a promise. If I can get at least 50 or 60 subscribers by, let's be generous and say like mid-September, I will give you guys a choice. I will watch the entirety of one cartoon and give at least an hour-long analysis on it, maybe 2 hours. And the two cartoons I will do is either My Little Pony or Adventure Time. I'll probably end up doing Adventure Time at some point because both of these shows I did start when they first came out, but I never finished them like completely. Like, I know a lot of stuff that happened at Adventure Time, but I didn't see it firsthand. And as for My Little Pony, I think around maybe the fourth season, either that or when the first Equestria Girls movie came out, I just stopped watching. But I was like on the internet when that show blew up and when that fandom came out, and I just remember a lot of things that was happening with it, and I would love to just take a whole look at it and talk about it again. But please, like, let me know, and like I'll do it. If I get 60 subscribers by mid-September, I will absolutely do it. But again, thank you guys so much for watching the last few videos. I love the response that I've gotten, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.